The start of the episode.
We ready?
Ready.
Are we already recording again?
We're on the CTP camera right now.
Oh, we are ready. Okay. Welcome to the Barbell Forecast November edition 2013. We will be informing you of all the things we've been up to and the things we plan to do very soon, but probably won't do as soon as we'd like them to be done.
Everything does seem to take twice as long as we expect.
Yeah, we've been talking
maybe 3 times as long in some cases.
We've been working on I thought we'd have a new website up in August.
Months ago.
And it's now November. So just to give you a little frame of reference, if you've never had websites built for businesses before, it's terrible. All right, so last month we launched Road to Regionals. We are 1 week in right now, and things seem to be going pretty well. Everyone's loving it. We have a coach in there. You may have met him on a previous episode. He doesn't say a lot.
He is quiet on the episodes, but he's a damn good coach.
He's a fantastic coach. He's great in the Facebook groups. He's really good with managing individual athletes, and we'll make sure to get him on the show again in the future. I promise.
You remember what episodes he was on? What was the squad episode?
The squad episode, yeah.
You don't remember?
No.
That was 72.
72 million.
Something like that. His name's David Gross. He might be in the title of some of the shows.
So he's in there managing those fools. Hi, guys. We also hired a new member to the team.
Mm-hmm. Elise is our process manager and slash admin. She's helping out with a lot of our customer service and helping us build some of these programs. Eventually, we just have too much to do, so we had to outsource and hire a virtual employee. Team member, rather, I think is a better term.
That makes it sound like she's not real, like she's an android.
Like she's an android. Well, she doesn't live in Memphis, so we're learning how to handle team members that don't live in town, which is kind of a unique skill in and of itself.
So she's a remote. She's a remote team member, not a virtual
team member. She's a digital team member, and she's doing fantastic, and we're really enjoying having her on the team. So we're happy to have you, Elise.
The expectations are high. Don't let us down.
That's right.
We also had the 6-month muscle gain start back in October. That was about a month before the Road to Regionals. And there's a good group of people in there just rolling along, making progress, hitting PRs, and having a lot of fun.
And our weightlifting coach, Alex Macklin, is the coach in that group primarily. And that program is all about getting stronger and improving your weightlifting. So having a weightlifting specific coach in that group has worked out very well for us, and he's helping those guys crush some weights.
That dude has a good eye. That's all I gotta say.
He really does, and he developed it very quickly. Like, he developed a good eye in like a year and a half, 2 years, whereas I took like 10 years.
Yeah, it took me forever.
It took me forever to do it.
Yeah, people were like, "How did you see that?" I was like, "Well, It took about 6 years of watching nothing but weightlifting for 5 days a week. But this guy figured it out in like 2 years. So, all right. What else we got?
Speaking of weightlifting.
Oh, yeah,
we're still working on getting Justin Thacker's product made. Most of it's edited down, but we've been waiting to launch our new site before we launch that product. And so it keeps getting pushed back because the website keeps getting pushed back. So that will be available someday. We have no idea when.
I would give you an estimate, but I've done that before and I regretted it, so I won't. We actually had a fantastic opportunity. About a month ago, we were able to go to Cookeville to visit Rich Froning and the rest of Team USA.
USA.
Yep.
Let's see. Ben Smith was there. Khalipa was there. Jason Khalipa and Matt Chan was there coaching those guys. And that was super cool to be able to watch like the top 3 guys in the world all train together. Very impressive in real life. It's impressive on TV, but in real life, it's that much more impressive.
Yeah, CTP got a lot of really great footage there. And he's going to say something about it. And the podcast was fantastic. It was actually the first time that we podcasted with more than one guest at a time. Well, that's actually not true. We did podcast with 2 people at one time, but it was about the same subject matter, and they were doing something together, which is Zach and Sarah Critch. Mm-hmm. But this time we had 4 guests on the show, and it was a new thing for Doug and myself to figure out how to manage all those people and questions and stuff like that. So if you want to see us look and feel confused, watch episode 87.
Yeah, the dynamic of the show is definitely different than having me, you, and Chris me, you, and Chris Moore, and then one single guest. Having 4 guests on the show, like a couple of the guys hadn't been on the show before, so we weren't really sure how it worked, I don't think. And they're all famous guys. They don't want to step on each other's toes, so everybody was being very polite. And so we were afraid it would be like a big hodgepodge of people yelling at each other, and then it turned out to be a lot more calm than I thought it was going to be originally.
Oh, well.
Oh, it was still
Next
a
time
cool
you guys
episode,
need to yell at each other.
We didn't know what to expect.
Speaking of epic footage, though, go back and watch the intro video for Team USA episode where I have the montage of the dudes working out, and see if you can find Doug in there doing the fucking coolest stretch ever.
I'm working out in the background. Dude. There's a footage of me working with the chiropractor in the background. I'm doing like soft tissue work against the wall.
I was gonna say, why don't you got to post the name of the move that Doug is doing on the Facebook fan page. Go to our Facebook page and post what move Doug is doing.
All I know is I was sitting there and I was like,
what I'm doing.
I was like, man, I'm getting the coolest shot.
I want
it's Rich, it's Ben, it's Khalifa, and they're all working at the same time. And I was excited when I filmed it. And then I went back and watched the footage, and Doug's right there in the fucking middle doing the lamest stretch ever.
Doing soft tissue work on my rotator cuff onto the lacrosse ball against the wall in the background, looking like this.
Now people are wanting them to come up with a name for it.
Stretching.
That's right. Let's see what else we got on here. Just recently we had Kelly Starrett, K-Star on the show that posted last week. This week we had Diane Fu, and that was a fantastic podcast. Really, really enjoyed that. I actually just came back from San Francisco. I went there on vacation this past week, and in my free time I went and trained with Diane. So that was, I actually considered that to be part of my vacation.
Traincation.
Good. Yeah.
We got Boss Rutan's episode coming up here this next week, which is probably my favorite episode that we've ever done. It was really fun hanging out with Boss. That dude's super cool.
That was the funnest podcast I've ever done. Mm-hmm. And so you would think that it would be like my most fun podcast would be with like CrossFitters or weightlifters, but it was Boss Rutan, MMA, UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he's just an awesome animated dude. He's a lot of fun to hang out with. He's super nice, and he's the UFC heavyweight champion, so he's got a lot of cool stories that he's gathered over the years. Most of them happened outside of the ring.
Yeah,
beating up people in real life.
A lot of good bar fight stories there.
Yeah.
The whole team, actually, not the whole team, but most of the team, we just went to San Jose. That's why I happened to be in San Francisco. I just stuck around a little bit. We all went to San Jose to learn from some people who put together, some people in different industries that make products and programs the same way that we like to do it, to better learn how to make our products and programs better. Programs being things like Road to Regionals and 6-month muscle gain, and then some of our products like Maximum Mobility and our Faction Foods Nutrition course. We have those courses, and we just went and talked to people who've been doing it longer than us, and they taught us how to do it better. So look forward to improvements in our programs for sure.
Yeah, they helped us figure out how to make our products a little more intuitive, easier to understand, how to package the information into like more digestible chunks where it's not like so intimidating. I know for me, like I don't have that much free time each day, and so if I want to relax rather, and I want to watch a movie, for example, and I see a movie's 2 hours long, I go, oh, I don't have 2 hours. I'll watch an episode of Family Guy because it's 20 minutes. And so just like little things like that, like just making everything small, manageable chunks goes a long way to getting people to actually consume the content that you're creating. So they gave us a lot of other really easy to follow examples about how to package our products, very similar to that.
Most def. Doug will be going to Australia. He's been gone.
I am.
So if you see a podcast or hear something and he's not around, it's not because we don't like him. It's because he went on vacation.
Yep, I'm going to Australia for 3 weeks. I'll be in Melbourne, Sydney, and then maybe go up to Cairns for a couple days as well. My little brother lives in Australia, so I want to go visit him while I have the opportunity to stay with somebody. I don't have to pay for hotels and whatnot. So I'm going to go there for about 3 weeks. So if you email me and I don't email you right back, it's because I'm on vacation and I'm not checking my email on a daily basis. Elise, our awesome new team member, will probably be answering those emails.
So when you're in Australia, you're going to visit any gyms?
I don't know exactly which gyms to visit in Melbourne. So if you are from Melbourne or Sydney, or you're just somewhere close to those areas and you have a cool gym maybe that you attend or that you just know of that you think I should go to, hit me up on Twitter and tell me where to go, because I'm curious about which gyms are the best gyms in Melbourne and Sydney.
Faux cheesy. All right, last thing. We have another 6-month muscle gain launching on December 9th. That's a Monday. That program will actually start January 6th, but you'll be able to sign up on December 9th. That program has sold out every time. This will be the 4th time we've done this program, and every time it is sold out. Every time people get results, every time it sells out. So if you want to get bigger and stronger and better at weightlifting, this is definitely, and you happen to be a CrossFitter, this is definitely the program for you. So make sure to check that out.
Especially if you're a smaller guy. If you're in the 150, 160 pound range and you're not as big as the most well-known competitive CrossFit athletes, the guys that are 195 to 205 pounds, kind of that range that's big enough but not too big. If you're not there yet, then you're never going to be able to be a world-class or even regionals competitor. So if you're
Doug's
still,
always focusing on crushing your dreams. I'm sorry, but he is.
Yeah, you can't do it if you're 155 pounds. So you got to put on some weight, you got to put on some muscle mass, and you got to be strong enough to at least squat over 400 pounds at a minimum. If you're not deadlifting over 500 pounds, you're not going to regionals.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. Yeah. All right, guys. Now that we are leaving on a down note, so make sure to check out Team USA and episode 87 and look forward to all the stuff we got going on. If you have any suggestions for podcasts that you'd like to see in the future, make sure to go to Ask a Question over on the Barbell Shrugged website, and you can submit like a little comment in there and say, hey, I think you should do a show about this, and we'll try to get to it. All right, guys. See you next month.